As a Christian, it's essential to approach the topic of climate change with a critical and nuanced perspective, recognizing that the narrative surrounding this issue is often shrouded in misinformation and ideological agendas. While the Bible teaches us to be good stewards of the earth, many Christians have been misled into supporting policies and initiatives that are based on flawed science and have devastating economic and social consequences. To fight back against the fake climate change agenda, Christians must first educate themselves on the issue, seeking out credible sources of information and evaluating the evidence objectively. One of the primary ways Christians can combat the climate change agenda is by promoting a balanced and biblical view of environmental stewardship. This involves recognizing that God has given us dominion over the earth, and with it comes a responsibility to care for and manage the natural resources He has provided. However, this does not mean that we should subscribe to radical environmentalism or support policies that prioritize the environment over human well-being. Instead, Christians should advocate for sustainable and responsible practices that promote economic development, energy security, and environmental protection. Another crucial strategy for pushing back against the climate change agenda is to expose the ideological underpinnings of the movement. Many prominent climate change activists and organizations are driven by a secular, humanistic worldview that seeks to undermine traditional Christian values and promote a radical, left-wing agenda. By revealing the true motivations and goals of these individuals and groups, Christians can help to discredit the climate change narrative and prevent it from being used as a vehicle for promoting socialism, abortion, and other anti-Christian ideologies. Christians can also fight back against the climate change agenda by supporting policies and initiatives that promote energy independence, economic growth, and job creation. This might involve advocating for the development of domestic energy resources such as fossil fuels, nuclear power, and renewable energy sources. By promoting energy security and self-sufficiency, Christians can help to reduce our reliance on foreign oil, create jobs, and stimulate economic growth, all while minimizing the impact of climate change policies on the most vulnerable members of society. Furthermore, Christians must be willing to engage in the public square and challenge the dominant climate change narrative. This involves speaking out against flawed climate change policies, such as carbon taxation, cap-and-trade schemes, and renewable energy mandates, which often have devastating consequences for low-income families, small businesses, and rural communities. By elevating the voices of those who are most affected by these policies, Christians can help to build a more informed and nuanced public debate about climate change, one that takes into account the complexities and uncertainties of the issue. In addition, Christians can support organizations and research institutions that are working to promote a more balanced and scientific understanding of climate change. This might involve partnering with think tanks, universities, and advocacy groups that are committed to advancing a free market for energy agenda, or supporting research initiatives that seek to improve our understanding of the climate system and the impacts of human activity on the environment. By promoting a more nuanced and evidence-based approach to climate change, Christians can help to build a more robust and resilient public discourse about the issue. Finally, Christians must recognize that the climate change agenda is not just a scientific or economic issue, but a deeply spiritual one. By promoting a biblical view of creation care and environmental stewardship, Christians can help to reclaim the narrative around climate change and promote a more holistic and integrated understanding of the issue. This involves recognizing that our relationship with the natural world is not just a practical or utilitarian one, but a deeply spiritual and theological one, rooted in our identity as creatures made in the image of God. By approaching climate change from a biblical perspective, Christians can help to promote a more faithful and responsible approach to environmental stewardship, one that prioritizes the well-being of both people and the planet.